Greetings and happy salutations. I'm Sin Wicked, and this is the Year of Clamp Recap Week 6. This week, we're into Part 5 of our look at Rayearth, tackling episodes 33 to 40. I gotta be honest with you guys, this is getting really boring. The entire plot is focusing on the knights, specifically Hikaru, and meanwhile we've got this entire capable cast of people from Sephiroth who are just sitting around doing nothing.
Hey, calm down and hold on a minute, Ascot.
Don't do anything rash, Ascot.
Oh, thank gods! People are doing things! With all three knights incapacitated in one way or another, suddenly our supporting cast remembers that they're more than capable of doing things themselves, but are paralyzed by their own fear. So while Ascot tries to convince Caldina and Lafarga that they could totally rescue Umi and Fu, Presea goes to have a heart-to-heart with Clef, revealing that she's actually Presea's twin! Really? Really, TV writers? You'd written yourself into a corner with the whole killing Presea thing, and the best you could come up with, was a secret identical twin. I'm so disappointed in you. Anyway, yeah, Presea is actually not Presea. I'd call her by her real name, but she refuses to give it when Clef asks, so I'm in the dark here. Not Presea reveals that Presea was in love with Clef, but Clef has a la 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 can't hear you moment and doesn't hear her. Then Not Presea is off to help Hikaru reforge her sword while being emo about the fact that she's fallen in love with Clef too. So Hikaru and Not Presea do the dance of Escudo, and Nova sneaks into Hikaru's Heartscape, trying to push her into the world of lesbianism with her dark, shadowy influences. The battle inside Hikaru goes about how you'd expect. Nova tries to convince Hikaru that her friends hate her, and that fails miserably. Then Nova reveals the secrets of Hikaru's heart to her by pointing out that she's totally nuts about Lantis, and that causes Hikaru to take massive existential damage. Does it really exist? I don't know. But in the meantime, there's stuff happening that isn't about Hikaru, and I'd rather pay attention to that. Caldina and Lafarga are apparently an item, because everybody has to have romantic entanglements this season, and we're off to check in with Umi and Fu, who have both awoken in their respective prison cells. The girls have heart-to-hearts with their rune gods, and finally get on a first-name basis with them, putting an end to this silly girl from another world nonsense. So, 34 episodes in, and finally the rune gods are acting like something approaching characters. It's about damn time. Eagle plans to attack Sephiroth's crystal penis to become the pillar, and it's revealed that he's terminally ill, which is why he's willing to be such a douche to Lantis with all the betrayals of trust. 'Cause dying is totally an excuse to betray your friends for fun and profit, right? Also, there's some Hoye exchanges between Geo and Eagle, and between Lantis and Eagle in Flashback, so yaoi fans rejoice! The pretty boys are smexy! After his coughing up blood fit, Geo makes Eagle go to bed for 6 hours before he'll let him launch the attack. This gives us just enough time to deal with everything else happening right now. How incredibly and strangely convenient! Let's check in with the knights. Hikaru's still lost in her own heart, with Presea trying to talk her out of becoming Nova's lesbian love slave. Umi gets dressed in a silly outfit from Chiseta and has a bitch/sword fight with Tarta. Umi kicks much ass, and then everyone sits down for tea. Tarta and Tatra explain the whole, "We want to invade Sephiroth because Chiseta is tiny as fuck" motivation, and Umi explains that the pillar system sucks balls for the person chosen as the pillar, then summons Celeste and tries to leave. The Chisetan princesses resummon their djinn to prevent her from getting away. Ascot comes flying in to help Umi escape, showing that he and his summoning can be pretty damn badass. And we cut to Fu, who has been dressed in robes that look remarkably like Shaoran Lee's from Cardcaptor Sakura, and presented to Asuka. I really hate Asuka and her nails on a chalkboard voice. Let me boil this down for you. Give me the rune god! I'm afraid I can't do that. But I want it! I'm really very sorry, but my rune god is a sentient being in his own right. He is not mine to give. Give it to me now! Ow! Ow. Okay, I can't do that voice anymore. It hurts. Finally, Fu says that if Asuka can beat her in a contest, she'll hand over Wyndham, but if Asuka loses, she has to let Fu go. Asuka agrees, and they decide to have an archery contest.
An archery contest?
Yes, an archery contest. Remember back in Season 1 when Fu said she was on her school's archery club? This is when that becomes relevant. Asuka and Fu go to Farin's
Magic!
holodeck, and Asuka tries to stack the deck against Fu by making the targets look like Chizeta's creepy djinn. It predictably backfires, and Fu wins the contest, infuriating Asuka, who summons her army of ninjas?
It seems that Farin must be a country with many Chinese influences, but I think ninjas are distinctly Japanese.
My thoughts exactly. Anyway, Fu makes liberal use of her
Magic!
and defeats all the ninjas, and Asuka when the little chipmunk tries to take Fu out with flying swords. Asuka reveals she wants to become the pillar so she can be hot, to better seduce her man-boy slave. And Fu shares the whole being the pillar sucks sweaty elephant balls thing, then takes her glove and is about to summon Wyndham when the door is sliced open and in comes Ferio, once more wielding his giant sword and displaying all the adventuring badassitude I've missed so much since second season started. Fu and Ferio escape on a giant flying bird Ferio rode to the giant not-penis dragon, and both Umi and Fu have premonitions about something terrible happening to Hikaru. Because of course, this series is all about Hikaru. Had you forgotten that? In Hikaru's Heartscape, Nova is succeeding at making Hikaru all hers, until not Presea appears as a piece of escudo, reminding Hikaru of why she started this whole inner journey thing in the first place. And then Nova, who, remember, is in some strange way Hikaru, does something really, really stupid! She blasts the not Presea crystal, and anyone who remembers how Hikaru reacted to Presea dying in the whole galvanizing force discussion I had a few weeks ago knows exactly how this will go down now. Hikaru reforges her sword, kicks Nova's ass, and returns to reality, just in time for Lantis to arrive so she can confess her feelings for him and pass out. Meanwhile, Lady Debonair appears before Umi and Fu and tries to destroy them. This causes Clef to cast a spell that has nothing to do with creating chairs, so he can teleport everyone to the safety of the crystal penis again. Now that everyone's back in the crystal penis, we have just enough time for some brief, "I was so worried about you" moments between all the various romantic entanglements, with Hikaru completely clueless to the fact that not 20 minutes earlier, she told Lantis she loves him. Because that would make everything too easy, don't you know? Lantis realizes this, and gives Hikaru a necklace his mother gave him before she died. Then, if you'll all check your Saphiro Standard Time clocks, you'll notice it's been 6 hours since Eagle went to have a little lie down, so now it's time to assault Saphiro's crystal penis. The Autozom Not Penis gunship fires its main cannons, but Clef wraps the crystal penis in an impenetrable condom of
Magic!
This is what Eagle wanted all along, as now he can analyze the
Magic!
condom and figure out its weak point for penetration. The Knights go out to stop Eagle and Geo, but now the result of all of Eagle's careful observations and use of GTFO is made evident as he scans the 3 rune gods and takes Umi and Fu out in 2 hits, leaving Hikaru to Geo while he attacks the base of the crystal penis's shaft. What? I have to entertain myself somehow. While the fight goes on, Debonair infiltrates the crystal penis by opening the door in Alcyone and filling the tower with monsters. All of the Saphiro forces get to continue doing things while they kill the creepy Cyclops cockroach crabs infesting Saphiro's crystal penis, and Lady Debonair makes a beeline for the pillar room, Lantis hot on her heels. The fight outside goes predictably. Hikaru kicks ass, Umi and Fu recover and occupy Geo, while Hikaru attacks Eagle. Eagle breaks through the condom, and he and Hikaru both run off towards the pillar room. Debonair enters the room and goes to grab the proof of the pillar, but the final defense of the proof goes off in the form of Princess Emerald, who bitch slaps Debonair back to not Saphiro, treats the crystal penis for its nasty infestation of crabs, and knocks Hikaru and Eagle out cold. Hikaru revisits the Lantis Zagato flashback from last week, and sees some more of it. For those who don't remember what this flashback is all about, it's basically about how the pillar system is wrong because of how it makes the pillar herself suffer for everyone else's happiness. Hikaru wakes up, and Umi and Fu tell her there's a ceasefire right now because Eagle's been captured, and everything's good for right now. Debonair stews in her shadow phallus about how this is only a minor setback, and after Nova starts whining about Hikaru, Debonair sends her into the crystal penis to cause terror and despair to increase Debonair's power. Lantis and Eagle have a conversation about the Pillar, Emerald, and their former friendship. There's nothing really new here, so off to the nights where they're playing with the children and having all kinds of light-hearted fun. Fu even sings a pretty song, and everything's bright and happy and wonderful. If you can't already guess that this is gonna go to shit, I'm ashamed of you. Nova appears. There's fighting. Nova reveals to everybody that Hikaru is in love with Lantis, and in the tip of the crystal penis, the proof of the pillar starts to change shape, reacting to someone. That brings us to the end of this week's plot summary, and unless you've never been exposed to the narrative technique of foreshadowing, then you already know how this is going to end. All throughout this group of episodes, the proof of the pillar has been glowing, its glow reacting to how well Hikaru was doing on her quest to reforge her sword. Who the new pillar is going to be is being so telegraphed, it honestly baffles me why Clamp even bothered with the forces of Chizeta and Farin. Eagle's the only antagonist that's being legitimately built up as a possible pillar, and even that is being done with enough Hikaru's the one clue by fours that the entire mystery is an exercise in futility. Foreshadowing in Magic Knight Rayearth has had some issues since the beginning. The first story arc didn't have enough foreshadowing to make the big reveal about Zagato and Emerald ring true when it happened. And it's almost like upon hearing that criticism, the writers at Clamp said, "You want foreshadowing? We will foreshadow you out the ass if you want foreshadowing." And now they swung too far in the opposite direction, taking all the interest out of the remaining story. Even with Clamp's love of bitter twist endings and horribly torturing their protagonists with emotional situations, the path the last 9 episodes of Magic Knight Rayearth are going to take is about as obvious as the yellow brick road. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe Clamp will completely surprise me. That's in the future, and we'll get to it in time. After all, this is the year of Clamp, and we're doing it all, 1 week at a time. See ya!